So, UFC 268, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington is upon us. Madison Square Garden. The pre-fight press conference has just wrapped up. Well, I've finished watching it, and I'm excited, and I'm here for some predictions now. So, starting us off, in the main event, we have the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Chaos Covington. Jeez. Firstly, I just want to say about the press conference. I was thinking, like, Colby's gonna come off really weird, and the first question for him. So Colby, you said in retrospect in your last one you were too emotional. How do you think you're gonna react to it this time? Yeah, well, I don't want to answer your question, you fat flat baby. Dude, it's like, he just shit himself on the first question because I don't know who he is, the fat dude who always asks the first question, because he didn't like something he said, so he completely overreacted and then went flabby butt or something like that. It was so shit. It was so shit. Other highlights of it was, honestly, I think it didn't really stand out because Kamaru's, like, it's fine. He's dealing with it fine, even though Colby's very much stepping over the line, talking about his father who got out of jail. That's stepping over the line, and I thought Kamaru was handling it pretty well. I didn't realize how well he was handling it until Justin Gaethje. He got answered a question and said something about chaos, and then Colby chimed in, and Justin was about to, like, he was pissed. He was pissed because of what Colby was saying about his father. I think Dana stopped him because he knew it would get a bit too hot. Like, Kamaru handled himself very well. In the press conference part, I don't know what the push was about in the face-off. It wasn't a great push, let's just say that, but yeah, interesting. In terms of the fight itself, this one is, Kamaru's a very heavy favourite. I'm going with it and saying that Kamaru will win. I don't think he's that much of a favourite though. I can very much see a world where Colby wins this one. Here's the thing about the first fight that, well, kind of about the first fight, but you can see Colby has the cardio of a fucking animal. He's ridiculous. He will relentlessly just hits. But those hits don't really have that much pop behind it. Yes, well, obviously, if you're going to stand there and just get hit, you're going to get hurt and you're going to get finished. But it's not like they're going to trade and then with one massive shot, Colby hits him and Kamaru's going to be stumbling. Watch this. This is what happens. Kamaru gets knocked down one punch. But I just don't see that happening. But his cardio is obviously his biggest weapon. He's just going to try and march Usman down and do that. One thing I'm interested in seeing is if Colby will go into use his wrestling, at least like fake a takedown or something, because I think Kamaru's 100% he's going to be stand up. He's not going to look for a takedown. I don't see a world where he does. I think Colby has to mix up something, because at the end of the day, you've seen a tremendous leap in stand up of Kamaru from their last fight. Colby, he switched camps now because some interesting stuff. But like, he 100% could have grown a lot as well, but we haven't seen that, so there's no real proof there. I feel like he has to switch stuff up. He has to at least fake a takedown. They have to go down there. But yeah, let's be real. I think Kamara's going to stop Colby. I think he's going to stop him. I don't think it, like, the jab of Kamara is going to be too much of a weapon now, because his jab was still landing it against Colby, but now, I think that was the last fight before he went to Trevor Whitman. I think it was the last fight before that, but since then his jab has been amazing. He pretty much finished Gilbert Burns with a jab. That jab is going to fucking break Colby's jaw again. That was another thing. Whoever that reporter is with that pink fucking suit who went after Connor and then went after Colby in this press conference, that dude, fucking, why is he allowed to be there? Why is he allowed to be there? He's trying to stir shit up, and he hasn't got an answer yet. How can you keep on employing a reporter and say, yes, you can come, yes, you can come? He hasn't had an answer to one of his questions yet. He's trying so hard to be like the schmo, a combination of the schmo and then just one of those, the dude who flamed Eddie Alvarez and with Conor McGregor. He's trying to be a combination of those because he's talking so much like, oh, this is amazing, this is on the night, yeah, blah, blah. He's putting on such a fucking stupid act that, like, I just don't get it. I don't get it because it just pisses everyone off. It's not like a good, memorable moment. It's just like, fuck out of here. I'm glad I'm not one of the fighters up there because I would lose my shit. Next one, we have, so Kamaru Usman finished round 3. Let's go bang smack in the middle. Round 3 finished Kamaru Usman. Next one, we've got Rose Namajunas versus Zhang Weili. This one is still so close in my eyes. It's still so close. I think the longer it goes, the more it favours Weili. The longer it goes. Because I think you've seen with Rose is that she has power. She has power, especially in her legs, and just knocked out Weili. Finished Joanna on the feet. But, like, against Andrade, the second fight especially, she, like, when she gets hit, it has a big effect on her. And I think Weili's got power in her fists. She's got power, and if it goes long enough, I think she can really hurt Rose. But, in saying that, Rose has a lot of power, and I think she needs less strikes to land to hurt Weili. You can see that. Now, that first fight, first of all, before we go on, I'm a Weili fan. I'm a fan of Rose, but I'm more of a fan of Weili, so there's bias here. With the first fight, oh yuck, I don't. In a way, in my head, I want to, like, almost release that from the equation, because as impressive as it was, I do think that Weili was caught cold. It was caught cold. Whether that, like, I don't think that's in terms of the preparation, like, she was warm, she was ready, but actually no, I was gonna say, like, she lulled it to sleep, but that's a Rose, that's good from her, so I'm going to back on myself. Am I? No, I'm going to stick with my initial thoughts. I think this time Weili's going to be a lot lighter on her feet. She's going to be a lot more movement in and out. So I think, especially early on, she's going to be a lot more reserved and more defensive-minded approach, I feel like. Does that open up more for Rose kind of just blitzing her more and hurting her. Maybe, but I don't think that's how Rose is going to fight. I think Whaley's going to give her a lot more respect, and that means the fight's going to be prolonged, and the longer it goes, I think it benefits Whaley more. We're going to go with that. So I think... Do I think it's going to be a finish? I think it will be a finish, like, late on, like, round 4 or 5. Or does it go to a decision? No, I think Whaley finishes at round 4. Round 4, because I think Whaley's going to give her a lot of respect now because she got finished by her. She has to. And, yeah, we're going with that. Round 4 finish, knockout, win for Wei Zhang Wei Li. We're going with that. We're sticking with that. It's a really close fight. I won't be surprised. Well, I will be, but I wouldn't be surprised that much if Rose finished her early on or one decision or whatever. It's a very close fight in my eyes. I love it. Next one, we have got... I'm just going to call... Next one, Gaethje versus Michael. Justin, the highlight, Gaethje versus Michael Chandler. I think he's just Michael Chandler. He doesn't have a name. Whatever. A nickname. This one, the people's main event. This should be fucking fireworks. It's... This one, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a massive fan of both of them. I don't want to see either one of them lose. But by the way that they acted in the press conference, I want Michael Chandler to win more now. It's tough. I think Justin Gaethje's up there in the division. I think Dustin Poirier is the best. Oliveira's next. And then probably Gaethje at this moment in time. That's how I rank the division. But it's such a good fight. I think the odds have it as Justin as a not a big but a decent favorite. I think this one's very close. I didn't realize Gaethje's a lot bigger than Chandler. I knew Chandler was small, but in a face-off, there's a big difference with them. But I think Chandler's going to have the speed advantage, I feel like. But obviously, Gaethje's going to have the power advantage. And I feel like the longer he trains with... Actually, no, I'm going back on myself. I was going to say the longer he trains with Whitman, the better his defense is going to get. Obviously, yes. But, yeah, there's going to be openings for Chandler. But I just feel like to beat Justin Gaethje, you need to knock him cold. He's not going to quit. Like, there's no chance he's going to, like... That Dustin Poirier fight with Gaethje is fucking fantastic. I loved it. He pretty much died. He's out on his feet and he's still complaining, saying, "No, you can't let me do it. You can't do this. You can't, like, you have to let me go out. You have to let me die," basically. So it's... I think it has to be Gaethje. Because I don't see a world where... Well, I do see a world, but I don't see a realistic world where Michael Chandler knocks Justin out cold. I don't think that, because knocking someone out cold, you need A, the perfect strike, and B, you need them to not really be ready for it. Justin Gaethje, every time he engages, he's got his chin down and he's swinging. He's ready to get hit, but he's going to hurt you more. That's pretty much his full fight philosophy. First of all, this one, there's no chance it gets out of the second round. Like, first or second round finish. End of story. I refuse to believe this one enters the third round or goes to a decision. I think Gaethje's gonna finish him in the second round though. I think he is because same thing. I don't think Chandler's going to be like stopped easily. He's gonna be fighting to the death, pretty much, for theoretically. But I just think Gaethje's got too much power for him. If they're both swinging in the pocket, to me, at least how I view it right now, Gaethje's got more power and he's got a better chin. There's less chance of him getting knocked out and there's more chance of him knocking someone out. So it has to be him. I kind of would prefer Chandler to win because yeah, I love them both, but I'm preferring Chandler a lot more recently. Because I love listening to him speak, um, especially about all the challenges he has to overcome and all this. Like even from his last defeat, how he's talked about bringing himself back up. I think that I always feel very inspired and up from listening to him. Yeah, yeah. I think Gaethje's just gonna break him down. He's gonna like chopping the legs down, clobbering him with the right hands, left hands, everything, and eventually he's gonna cut the tree down and it's just gonna crumble, whether like gig or whatever. But he's just gonna keep on breaking Chandler down and then sinks that one in and it's game over. So I think round two. I think round two is my prediction for this one. A round two finish win for Justin Gaethje. Next one, the last one where I know both of them. We have got Tito Vera versus Frankie Edgar. Now, this one, I know both of them, but I'm not like the biggest fans of either of them, so I haven't watched all of their fights and all that. What I will say is that the last the last memories I have of them is Frankie Edgar getting fucking killed by Corey Sandhagen with that flying knee, and then Chito Vera is getting is doing pretty well against Jose Aldo, but then just getting backpacked. Basically, just got Jose stuck on him. So, because I want to say that Frankie's wrestling is going to be a big advantage for him because I mean, Aldo obviously is amazing and is one of the all-time greats, but his wrestling is not as good as Frankie Edgar, and I think Edgar's probably got the strength advantage is stronger, but I think Chito Vera looks very nice. He's looked really nice recently, especially. Um, but I'm gonna go back on that. I'm gonna say Frankie Edgar wins by decision. I don't expect that one to be too exciting if I'm being honest. I think Frankie can just dominate Cheeto. And the last fight is Shane Burgos versus someone I don't know, so I'm not going to predict that. But yeah, cannot wait. It will be an amazing card. UFC 268.